I'm expecting 50 participants. I think lumagpas tayo sa 50 pero allow me to record this one for our reference din para mabalikan natin yung ating session today. Siguro, while waiting, gusto ko muna malaman, my fellow teachers, kung saan po tayo galing, ano pong school ninyo, and then kung meron po tayong division, can you please type it in our public chat para makita ko po kung saan po tayo galing, ano pong schools natin, at saan pong division, or kung private school man, pwedeng pong i-type nyo po yung mismong school. Ayan, si Ma'am Ana, nasa, ano ito ma'am? DRHS, SDOQC.
Doña Rosario High School po.
Doon niya sa magkakapit-bahay lang pala tayo, ma'am, no? So, ito si Ma'am Reyes, San Bartolome, Sir Alvin, San Pedro, National, Laguna. Meron pa tayong Laguna po, no? So, sige, hintayin ko po, no, para, for my reference, no, sino po yung kausap ko para malaman ko po kung ano pong lugar ang mga napupuntahan natin dito sa ating masterclass. So, Valderrama Central Elementary School. Meron po tayong elementary teacher from, Visayas, Western Visayas. And then SDOQC, Sir Remzi, Ma'am Lenny, San Bartolome. Ayan, magkakapit-bahay lang pala tayo, ma'am, no? So, siguro, I think we'll start at exactly 9:05 para bigyan natin ng grace period yung mga wala pa, no? Para ma-accept ko sila dito. Kasi dalawa yung screen na gamit ko, yung isa for co-host. Ayan, ito may pumasok na po. Let me check. Ayan, meron dito from New Era High School. Ayan, mga co-teacher ko ata ito. Sila Ma'am Eloisa. Sila Ma'am Marichu from San Bartolome. Ma'am Florence. Ma'am Minerva. From Albay. Meron tayong Albay. No? Caloocan City. Sir Ma'am Marian. Kalayaan National High School. Yan, no, marami pala tayong ano dito, no? Iba't ibang school at iba't ibang lugar. Sige, we still have 1 minute. Okay, so teachers, I will encourage you to use later on our chat box for our interaction. Or kung gusto niyo naman pong buksan yung mic or yung camera, pwede rin naman po. No, choice na po natin yan. Kung gusto niyo pong buksan yung mic, kung gusto niyo pong may mga tanong kayo, may clarification kayo, we can do that. You can open your mic or you can even type that question in our public chat. Okay, sige, let me check po. Yan, sila Ma'am Melanie from New Era High School. Hi, Teacher Ave. From New Era High School din. Ma'am Rowetas, New Era High School. Meron tayong Tarlac Province. Sir Terry Cortez. Okay, sige po. Let's begin our session today. My fellow teachers, again, yung attendance po natin ay siguro isasend ko na lang po at the end of the presentation. And then once again, thank you for your time attending this master class. I know you have other stuff na ginagawa pa rin po dyan sa mga bahay ninyo. And it's Saturday, no? And para sa ating mga public school, alam ko malapit na po tayong pag-report din sa klase. Pero I know we do have many tasks pa po na kumbaga, nakaabang lang po para sa atin. And you still find time to join here sa ating masterclass. Okay? So, quick intro lang po. Ako nga pala si Sir Christian Ice. Deputy teacher din po ako. And honestly, I've initiated this masterclass for an important reason. Okay? Of course, for us to be prepared and ready to the new system that is already emerging and really disrupting our class, our students, our way of teaching right now. Okay? So ito po, whether we like it or not, nandito na po siya, no? Nandito na po sila. And we are in the new era, which is an AI digital era. Okay, so allow me to share my screen. Share na pala. Okay. Let me... Okay, teachers, allow me to share to you this 5 pain points nating mga guro. Okay? When it comes sa artificial intelligence, so, ito yung mga pain points natin, no? Halimbawa, meron tayong unang pain point na sabi natin, I want to teach, but I don't have time. I think isa ito sa pinakamalaking ano natin kumbaga parang isa sa pinakamalaking pagsubok natin bilang isang guro, no? Gusto naman natin talaga magturo, pero sometimes parang nakukulangan tayo sa oras. Also, I feel like I'm falling behind my students when it comes sa new trends, which is the AI technology. Okay, I want to start, but I don't know where. I'm using tools, but nothing is really improving. I'm expected to change, but not supported to do it. Sige, isa-isahin natin yung pain points muna natin, no? Balikan ko lang yung notes ko, teachers. Um, unang pain point nating mga teacher is about overloaded tayo sa workload. Okay? And also time pressure in our education system. Okay, according to the research of OECD, Teaching and Learning International Survey, I think ito sa in charge na sa PISA, no? Ang sabi, ito yung realidad. This is our time reality when it comes sa pagtuturo. Imagine niyo, teachers, less than 50%, which is 43% ang napupunta lang sa pagtuturo natin sa mga estudyante natin. Okay? According sa survey. And you know what? 17% ang napupunta naman sa lesson preparation. Okay? And 13% ang napupunta dun sa pag-grades natin, no? Sa mga estudyante natin or pag-check. And then 6% ay dun sa admin tasks and other remaining percentage ay napupunta sa other school duties. And I just want to emphasize, teachers, that we're having difficulty sa pagmamanage natin, I think sa time, no? Sa kung ano ba talaga dapat yung responsibilidad natin bilang mga guro, which is ang pagtuturo sa mga estudyante. And according to the research of OECD, less than 50% lang ang napupunta dun. And you know what? According to them, teachers, tinanong nila yung mga teachers, nag-research sila, nagbigay sila ng survey about naman sa stress factors. And you know what? Ito daw yung top stress factors natin. And tignan natin kung mag-agree kayo dito, teachers, no? According to them, ang stress factors daw ng mga teachers ay administrative work, which is 42%. Okay? Classroom discipline, 45%, 40% in student achievement, and too much grading daw. And 35% naman para doon sa we are so overloaded sa pag-prepare ng lesson. Yan yung mga top stress factors ng mga teachers. Okay? Ang pinaka-core idea lang naman dito sa unang pain point natin teachers ay I think napupunta yung malaking portion ng time natin based sa kanila sa pag-prepare ng lesson at saka doon sa mga administrative tasks. At less than 50% lang ang napupunta doon sa pagtuturo natin. Okay? So, teachers, another part of this unang pain point, which is the burnout in workload research, and according to UNESCO report, okay, magkakaroon daw tayo ng shortage ng teachers pagdating sa 2030. Imagine niyo po, teachers, 44 million. Okay? More teachers are needed globally by 2030 to support or to provide education for our students. Okay? In short, meron tayong global shortage crisis. Bakit nila na-predict yun? Bakit? Kasi in 2015, 4.56% ang umaalis ng profesyon natin sa pagtuturo. At noong 2023, tumaas siya ng 9%. Okay? So, ano din mga factors? Of course, teachers, maraming factors. May push factors, may personal factors, may pull factors. At isa sa mga major factor is we are so overloaded. Yung iba naman, ang gusto nila, yung outside opportunities kasi mas malalaking salary. Okay? Tapos, mas parang nag-grow sila sa other careers. Okay? Yung personal factors naman, nag-retire sila, health factors, family reason. So, yun po yung dahilan, no? Pero gusto ko lang emphasize dito, teachers, dito sa unang pain point natin is the heavy workload na nararanasan natin ngayon. Okay? Hindi po ito sa Pilipinas lang, kundi sa buong mundo. So, Yan teachers, no? Sabi kasi kapag heavy workload na tayo, magli-lead sa stress, magli-lead sa burnout, at saka yung guilt natin. And ang pinaka-final output nun is shortage sa mga teachers. Okay? That is the first pain point. Pangalawang pain point is when it comes sa AI, yung mga estudyante natin ay gumagamit na po ng AI. Okay? So there is a rapid adoption of AI tools by our students. And according to the same research of OECD, ang mga estudyante natin, they adapt AI very fast. Bakit? They become, the AI becomes their thinking partner. Of course, yung learning behavior nila ay, kung napapansin niyo, parang nagbabago na po, no? And then, because AI improves their speed and it can give them an output. But you know what, teachers? There is a problem both sa ating mga teachers at sa mga estudyante natin. Why? Students are already using AI without guidance. My first question is, meron na ba tayong AI policy sa mga classroom natin, sa school natin? Yan ang isa nating problema. Pangalawa, relying on AI answers, changing how they learn. At sa atin ng mga teachers, as siguro sometimes or most of us familiar naman pero some of us not fully aware paano ba natin i-harness yung AI sa education, sa classroom. We are not fully trained. Kagaya ng nakita ko nga dun sa sinagutan po ninyong registration form, isa sa mga pinakamaraming check doon ay lack of training sa artificial intelligence. Okay? And not in control of AI use. Bakit? Are we in control of artificial intelligence use? Hawak ba natin ng data ng mga estudyante natin kapag ginagamit nila yung kanilang AI tool? So of course, hindi po. So that is our second pain point. Our students are already using AI. So another pain point, teachers, ay we, teachers, don't know where to start with artificial intelligence. Baka sa ating iba alam naman na, pero yung iba siguro sa atin, baka hindi pa alam kung paano mag-start. Because our teachers today face sobrang daming AI tools, unclear starting point. Saan ba ako mag-start? Anong AI tool ba ang gagamitin ko? Wala tayong clear system or framework and that would result to confusion, random usage, wasted potential of artificial intelligence. Okay? So, I think our school, AI is already sa school na AI is already in school according to these authors kasi nung nabinasa ko yung kanilang libro na The AI Revolution in Education, ang sabi nila, ang AI ay nasa classroom na daw. Tools are growing fast, but we as educators don't understand AI well, confuse it with general technology, and don't know how to apply it in teaching. Okay? So, another pain point of the teachers, siguro, minsan naramdaman natin to, no? Teachers fear AI might replace them. Kasi, according to Frey and Osborne in 2017, there is a fear of automation and job displacement. Ang ginawa nila, nag-conduct sila ng survey sa US about sa mga jobs na I think 702 jobs or occupation ang inanalyze nila. And you know what, teachers? According to these authors, 47% ang nanganganib na trabaho sa US na ito yung mga trabaho na kaya nang i-automate. Repeatable system na kaya nang i-automate. Which is, ito yung mga trabaho na high risk na pwede nga palitan ng AI. Totoo yung teachers, yung balita na may mga trabaho na kaya nang or mawawala in 2030. Okay? So, imagine niyo, almost 1 of 2 jobs could be done by machine in the future. Okay? But the question is, are we preparing ourselves? Tayo ba ay nangangamba dito? Sige teachers, kapag ka daw ang trabaho nyo, okay, ito yung big findings nila, no? Kapag ka daw ang trabaho nila ay repetitive, rule-based, predictable, ito po yung maaalanganin, yung kaya nang i-automate ng tools or AI tools. ito po yung kaya ng palitan ng artificial intelligence. Pero kapag ang trabaho daw natin ay human skills, kagaya ng mga teachers, kagaya ng mga leaders, counselors, and many related jobs na ganun po ang kanilang trabaho, hindi po tayo kayang palitan because human skills are very hard to to change. Okay? So in other words, teachers, wag po tayong mangangamba dito sa problem number 4 natin na kaya pa tayong palitan ng mga AI? No, hindi. Okay? So, problem number 5, eto teachers, I think siguro nararamdaman naman natin to, no? Schools expect teachers to innovate. Totoo naman, we're expected to innovate with technology, of course. But, you know what? Are they providing our training or supports? I'm not sure, no? But provide limited training or support. Siguro may mga schools naman na nagpo-provide din, no? Pero I'm sure medyo nahihirapan tayo sa mga resources na ginagamit natin, sa mga trainings na meron tayo. So, that is why I initiated this program for us teachers, not just the teachers from Quezon City, but also the teachers from different parts of the country na nakaka-experience po or mabigyan ko po ng kahit papaanong idea, ano ba yung artificial intelligence in education? Okay? So, that is the pain point number 5. It is not a one-time training, teachers. Dapat po ito ay training na, kumbaga, tuloy-tuloy. And after this one, we will be having a repetitive system about using artificial intelligence. And I think, teachers, that is the 5 pain points, big pain points nating mga guro. Okay? So, by the way, teachers, ako nga pala si Christian Ice. I'm also an educator from DepEd. I've been teaching this topic sa different private school, and nagkaroon na rin po ako ng masterclass about sa different teachers din po from both public and private schools. My only mission statement is this, no? To build principle-centered educators who harness AI to amplify human thinking, deeper learning, and lead with clarity and purpose, ensuring na sa age ng automation, education remains deeply human. Okay, so yan po, no? This is the question, no? Bago tayo mag-proceed po, teachers, let us establish the fact na meron tayong kailangang intindihin na principles and ethics of AI. Okay? So magkaroon tayo ng 5 minutes snapshot where sasagutan po natin yung simple question ng quiz dito. And ang gusto ko po, teachers, sa ating public chat, pwede nyo pong isend sa akin or i-type kung ano man po yung sa tingin po ninyong sagot po ninyo sa question na ipapakita ko po sa inyo. Okay? Ang pagpipilian nyo lang po ay A, B, C. Okay? So, teachers, let's start our pre-assessment about principles and ethics. So, question number 1. Are your students already using AI? Sige po, tingnan po natin. Wow, napaka-active naman po pala ng participants natin ngayon, no? Si Ma'am Ana sabi A. Ma'am Joanna A. Ma'am Margie A. Ma'am Reyes, Ma'am Galde, Ma'am Shu, Ma'am Batalier, Ma'am Daprosa, Ma'am Fernandez. Wow, napakarami natin participants, pero I think most of us, ang sagot po ay A. Sige, para magkaisa po tayo, majority win po yung ating sasagutin dito, no? Pero sige, tignan po natin. May sumagot ng B. Tignan po natin kung ano po ang sagot dito. Pre-assessment pa lang naman po ito. Okay, so I think tama po yung sagot. Kung A ang sagot po ninyo, B, kasi baka mamaya yung iba sa inyo, not sure, hindi naman po talaga nila alam kung gumagamit na ba yung mga estudyante na ng AI. But you know what, teachers, AI is already in our classroom. Kahit may policy or wala. Okay, so I think sa question number 1, tama po ang inyong sagot. So question number 2, let's try this question number 2. Nag-type po ako ng question number 2. Can AI write a decent assignment in seconds? Let's see. Ma'am Ogalde, A. Ganun din po si Ma'am Sir Osorio, Ma'am Espiritu, Ma'am Paga, Ma'am Joaquino, Ma'am Rowetas, Ma'am Lirio, Ma'am Cruz, Ma'am Batalier. Hi, Ma'am. Ma'am Daprosa, Ma'am Argonza. I think lahat po kayo, no? Parang ang sagot po ninyo ay A. Tignan po natin. Wow. Okay, so you are correct, my fellow teachers. Speed is no longer the advantage. Okay. Question number 3. If a student submits a perfect paper, does that guarantee understanding? Question number 3. Yan, sabi ni Ma'am Ruetas, B. Napaka-active ni Ma'am Ruetas, no? Uh, Ma'am Ogalde, B. Ma'am Argonza, B. Ma'am Fernandez, B. B. Ma'am Lennon, Ma'am Aller. Ma'am, correct me if I'm wrong kung tama po yung aking pronunciation ng pangalan, no? Ma'am Joquino. Sir Joquino, B. And all of you, I think B po ang sagot. Let's see. Let's see. Wow, teachers, alam po natin talaga yung parang alam na po natin yung principles ng AI, no? Good output does not always mean real learning. And I agree with you. And continue natin question number 4. If AI helps a student understand a lesson better, is that cheating? Yan, no? Tignan natin, no? Parang sagot ni Sir Bedarno Toring ay B. Ma'am Ogalde, B. Ma'am Florence, B. 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 Ayan, lahat po kayo parang ang sagot po ninyo ay B. Let's see. Ayan. There you go. Because the AI is not the issue, teachers. The issue is how it is used. So question number 5. When does AI become cheating? Question number 5. When does AI become cheating? When AI is used, when AI replaces the student's thinking and is hidden. Okay, so I think most of you, the answer, Sir Lennon, B, Ma'am Ruetas, B, Ma'am Paga, B, Ma'am Aller, B, Ma'am Ugalde, B, 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 B. Okay, so let's see. When AI replaces the student's thinking and is hidden, because these are the two principles that we have to establish when we are creating an AI policy in our classroom and in our school. Transparency and integrity. Okay, so question number 6. What should we protect? What should we protect more in education? So, A, perfect outputs. B, students thinking. Okay, sige. Tingnan po natin, no? I think your answer is B. Let's see. Okay. I agree with you, teachers. Education must prioritize thinking over production because nowadays students can submit a perfect outputs, no, na hindi naman talaga sila yung nag-generate or gumawa. So question number 7. Yan, teachers, by the end of the session, what do you want to be clearer about? How AI works, when AI becomes unethical, how to design AI resistance assessment, or all of the above? Okay, sige. Ayan, no, I think your answer is all of the above, no, from Ma'am Lumame, Ma'am Aler, Ma'am Espiritu, Ma'am Lennon, Ma'am Isorio. Okay, so let's see. And that's exactly where we are heading today. Actually, teachers, perfect po tayo when it comes sa principles in ethics, no? Pre-assessment pa lang, pero alam ko na you are thinking like a future ready educator. So, siguro teachers, we're gonna focus on more awareness to implementation na po dito. Because sa foundation sa ethics, we are perfect na po dito, no? So, now, continue natin teachers yung slide. So this is our topic today. So the foundation, the ethics, and also the part 3 is the system skills. So ngayon, kwentuhan ko lang po kay teachers na. Last month kasi, nung ginagawa ko yung presentation na to, a former co-teacher from the private school, or a TLE teacher, sat beside me in the faculty room after class. Okay? So, I'm wondering, she didn't start with good afternoon. Ang sinabi niya, she started with, I think my students passed, but I don't think my student learned. So, ang ginawa niya, teachers, she handed me a printed business plan. Yung binasa ko yung business plan, complete costing naman, maganda yung marketing plan, risk management, nandun naman. As in, nung binasa ko po, I was really, kumbaga parang it was really impressive yung business plan na ibinigay niya po sa akin, na pinakita niya po sa akin. But, you know what, teachers? Nung tinanong niya yung estudyante, why did you choose that selling price? Tinanong niya lang ng simple question. Alam niyo po yung sinabi ng estudyante, ma'am, I just submitted it. So, teachers, sabi ng teacher, no? Hindi ko na alam. I cannot tell anymore if my student cheated or if my student never learned. So, my fellow teachers, no, tatanungin ko lang po kayo for a while. How many of you have experienced something similar? Can you just please raise your hand? Or kung na-experience naman po ito, or meron na ba naka-experience ng ganitong bagay na yung estudyante nagpasa ng magandang output pero nung tinanong natin yung estudyante about a simple question lang, hindi makasagot yung estudyante natin. Okay? So I think ang mga nagtaas ng kamay, no, si Ma'am Ave na experience na to, si Ma'am Melanie, Ma'am Belen, and other four. Yan, may mga nag-react din naman, no, nag-thumbs up. Pero yan, teachers, no, I think we encountered the same kind of student, right? So, you know what, teachers? Here is the disturbing part. The students there did not argue. Hindi man lang niya explain or dinefend yung work niya. And ito pa yung malupit, teachers, no? She was not nervous submitting that kind of output. Now, and that would lead us to this conclusion that the students can complete school now, but are we ensuring that our students developing their competence? Okay? So, kumbaga, parang nagre-reflect yan ngayon sa mga assessment natin, like international assessment. Alam ito ni Ma'am Marichu eh, the PISA, that we are lagging behind in our PISA assessment sa Philippines. But kumbaga parang ngayon, no, napakarami natin with honor student. But when it comes sa mga international assessment, bakit ganun? Okay, so students can complete school now without developing competence. So, if that is the problem, or that is true, then the problem is not our student. The problem is the system of learning we design. So, yan ang pag-uusapan natin sa first part, which is the reality shift. So, we're gonna have to build AI foundation in this part. No? Teachers, meron ba kayong mga ganitong estudyante? Sabi ng estudyante, no, kumbaga parang nagkaroon kayo ng exam, napasa niya yung exam, nag-review siya, nakapasa niya. And after a week, I forgot it after a week. Kumbaga parang nakalimutan niya yung exam or yung pinag-aralan niya after a week. Meron ba kayong mga ganitong mga estudyante, teachers? Pati nga po ng mga reaction ninyo, kahit thumbs up, kung meron kayong ganyan mga estudyante na mabilis makalimot ng kanilang mga pinag-aralan. Marami po, sabi ni Ma'am Arian, no? Ayan, so, sige teachers, bakit nga ba may ganyan tayo, no? This is our core thesis ngayon. AI did not create fake learning. AI changed how we detect learning. Why? Because teachers now, according to research of Cotton and their colleagues, teachers can detect outsourced work only 48 to 62% accuracy. Just imagine mo, teachers, no, kahit tayong matatagal na magturo sa ating area, we are having a difficulty na ma-detect kung ang mga gawa ba ng mga estudyante natin ay sila pa talaga yung gumawa or hindi. Imagine niyo, according to the research, 48 to 62%, parang 50-50% chance na alam natin na ito ay gawa nila, hindi natin alam na ito ay gawa nila. So, yan teachers, tingnan natin kung totoo ba talaga yung research na yan. By the way, even this plagiarism software, yung Turnitin, kung alam natin yan, missed many purchase essays. Kasi maybe some of the students, no, ang ginagawa nila, ina-outsource nila yan, naghahanap sila ng pwedeng pwedeng gumawa ng kanilang essays, no? Tapos expert naman pala yung gumawa, then pinasa, niran sa Turnitin, hindi naman na-detect. Kasi in-outsource nila. No? So, now, teachers, something changed in our classroom. Not because we as a teachers became weaker. Not because our students became worse. May nagbabago sa classroom natin. Sige, i-reveal ko yan mamaya, teachers. Ano ba yung pagbabago na yan? Pero dito, let's have a scenario. So, magkakaroon tayo ng short, kumbaga parang real life scenario dito po sa part na to. So, for example, I am your student, teachers, and you are my teachers. Okay? So, in the classroom, you ask me to design a poster that outlines a step-by-step procedure for making a sandwich. Again, teachers, no, kayo po yung teacher ko, ako po yung estudyante, at pinagawan niyo po ako ng step-by-step design ng poster. Okay po? So, ngayon po teachers, ang gagawin po natin, magkakaroon po tayo ng role-playing. So, natanggap ko po yung activity na yon. Umuwi po ako ng bahay, pinag-isipan ko po ng mabuti yung task na ibinigay niyo po sa akin. And then, kinabukasan, pinasa ko po yung output na to. Yung nasa right side, tama ba? Nasa right side ba natin yan? Yes, yung nasa right side po, ito po yung output na isasubmit ko po sa inyo, my fellow teachers. Okay? So, ito po yung step-by-step procedure ng paggawa ng sandwich. So, what are we going to do, my fellow teachers, is you will give me a score. Okay? But there is a criteria na ibinigay po dyan, which is content and completeness, sequencing, clarity of instruction, visual design, and presentation. Okay? So I will give you, my fellow teachers, ng time para po bigyan niyo po ako ng score. Okay, nasan ba ako dyan? Ako ba ay nasa outstanding part? Ako ba ay nasa proficient, 12 to 9 or 9 to 12? Outstanding is 13 to 16. Developing is 5 to 8. Needs improvement, 1 to 4. Okay? Bigyan ko lang po kayo teachers ng siguro 1 minute. Mabilis lang, no? Parang ang bilis natin mag-check ng gawain, no? So, bigyan niyo lang po ako teachers ng kahit anong idea po, no? Dito po sa ating public chat, ang gagawin po ninyo, I would want to request you to 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 give me a score based po dito sa binigay ko pong poster. Okay? So, teachers, bigyan niyo lang po kahit yung pinaka-total score na po. Sige po, time will starts. Siguro, gawin natin 1 minute na lang. Time will starts now. Okay, I can see teachers na nagbibigay na po. I think si Ma'am Abe, 4 plus 4 is, pinahirapan ako ni Ma'am Abe, is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 2 is 13. Ayan, meron akong, okay lang ma'am. So 13 ako kay Ma'am Abe. 12 kay Ma'am. Kay Ma'am Aller. Ma'am Ana. Yeah, kay Ma'am Cheryl, 12. Kay Ma'am, I think nasa proficient ako, no? Kay Ma'am Belen, kay Ma'am Batalier, nasa proficient. Kay Ma'am Fernandez, no? Napakabait naman ni Ma'am Fernandez. Binigyan ako ng mataas na score, no? So 14. So, Ma'am Fe, 359, 11 kay Ma'am Fe. Sir Alvin, 11. Nasa proficient pa rin. Sir, ayan, no? Time is up. So, I think, no? Most of us, binigyan niyo po ako ng, napakabait naman po ng mga teachers natin ngayon, no? So, binigyan niyo po ako ng proficient, no? Pero most of the teachers, or some of the teachers gave me an outstanding score. Okay? So, ayan teachers, tignan po natin. Let's have a short experiment. Thank you, no? Thank you, Ma'am. So again, just to give you a short recap, binigyan niyo po ako ng proficient. Most of you, some of you outstanding po ang binigay niyo po sa akin. Okay? So, balikan natin ng estudyante natin, teachers. What if, going back to that student, umuwi siya ng bahay. Binigyan niyo po yung task sa kanya, no? Natapos na po yung klase, umuwi siya ng bahay. Ginawa niya po, inopen niya po yung laptop. Ako po yun. Experiment tayo. May inopen siyang tool, which is the ChatGPT. Ang ginawa po ng estudyante ay, syempre inisip niya muna, ano ba yung kailangan niyang output? Ang tinype niya po sa AI tool is create a high-resolution vertical poster titled How to Make a Sandwich, Step by Step in Clean, Modern Infographic Style with bright, friendly colors and flat hectares. Napaka-detailed naman ng estudyante. Napakalupit niya mag-prompt. Okay? So, teachers, tignan po natin kung kaya bang magbigay ng output itong tool na to sa estudyante. Nung tinay po niya, ito po yung lumabas. And as you can see, look at the output na nagawa po ng estudyante. This was the same output na ibinigay ko po sa inyo. Ibinigay ko po sa inyo at binigyan niyo po ako ng proficient score. Teachers, if that is the case, totoo nga yung sinasabi ni Cotton kanina. Yung researcher na nagsasabi na we only have 48 to 52% difficulty in finding if the mga estudyante ba natin ay ginawa ba talaga nila yung task or hindi, or in-outsource lang nila ngayon. Okay? So, yan po yung sinasabi po dun kanina sa research, no? Pero, ano ba? Ano ba talaga ito? Paano ba nagawa ng estudyante yan? What AI actually is. Okay? So, I will not define myself, the AI, because I know may mga kanya-kanya tayong definition, pero allow me to borrow a definition from a researcher na ang ginawa niya, nag-focus siya sa AI in education. Kinonduct niya yung study, binasa niya lahat ng 2,000 plus literature about AI in education. He is Zawaki Richter and his colleagues nag-analyze ng 2,000 plus to just define ano ba yung AI sa education. So figure out niya na merong 4 roles ang AI sa education, that AI doesn't have conscious awareness, it does not think, and AI can only predict patterns. Okay? So isa-isahin natin yan, my fellow teachers. So, 4 roles of education ng AI. I call it SAIL framework. So S is for student prediction. So AI can only detect struggling students. It can also detect or predict dropouts, can identify learning gaps. Yun po yung kayang gawin ng AI. Also, A is for assessment and feedback. As you remember kanina, nagbigay po tayo ng assessment about sa AI principles and foundation. Actually, ginawa po yun ng Canva AI. Ang very good news po kasi sa ating mga educators sa DepEd, meron po tayong free version sa Canva where we can use the Canva AI. Ang ginawa ko lang po doon, nag-type lang po ako ng mga prompts and then nag-code na po siya at nabigay siya sa akin ng ganun pong klase lang assessment. At ang very good news doon is it can give you a detailed feedback or immediate feedback. It can also give you assessment. Okay? AI can check quizzes, can correct grammar, can grade objectives, tests, and it also can give instant feedback. Also, AI is for individualization. It is very adaptive. Like, noon kasi, no, 1 lesson for 40 students, but now we can have 40 lesson in each student. We can personalize our learning experience for our students. It is adaptive. Kasi, why adaptive? Meron kaming ginagamit sa math, yung Khan Academy, na it can give, if the students is, kumbaga parang tama yung sagot nila, the system or the AI tools can give much harder question or assistance for the students. And kapag mali naman, the system can give an easier question and can provide practice. Okay? So that's the I. And L is for learning tutor. This is the closest thing sa pagiging teacher, pero hindi po yan teacher, no? So, it can give hints, it can ask guiding question, it can walk through problems, it can simulate situation. So that is the 4. These are the 4 roles of AI in education. So, also, as a simple way to imagine this, AI can predict struggling learners, can give instant feedback, it can give It can explain step-by-step patterns, and it can adjust difficulty. Pero teachers, AI cannot AI cannot do these things. AI cannot motivate, it cannot observe behavior, it cannot build character. Ito po yung mga bagay na tayo lang pong mga teacher ang kayang makagawa. Okay? Na hindi po kayang gawin ng AI. So in other words, AI is very, very good sa pagpe-predict lang po ng mga bagay-bagay. Hindi po siya nanguhula, nagpe-predict lang po siya ng data galing po sa atin at galing po sa ibang mga users. Okay? Usually, kaya niya po i-predict yung mga data na nanggagaling po sa iba't ibang user ng tool na yon. Okay? So, AI is just a pattern prediction system. Hindi po siya nag-iisip. Nagpe-predict lang po siya ng mga patterns. Okay? So, teachers, ito po kasi ginagawa namin sa sa face-to-face, no, think, pair and share. Pero ngayon dahil online po tayo, bibigyan ko po kayo ng 30 minutes to think. Ay, 30 minutes, 30 seconds to think. Pair naman po, imbis na pair, papalitan ko siya ng chat. After 30 seconds, I'm gonna give you 1 minute to chat. Kung ano man po yung inyo pong responses para po dito sa activity natin. And then I will give you a moment to share your thoughts about this matter. Okay? So, teachers, are we ready? Any reaction po from this set of educators? So, dito po magkakaroon po tayo ng simple activity po, no? Balikan po natin. Thank you, Ma'am Minerva, sa reaction, no? Imagine the situation. Balikan natin yung mismong student kanina. Okay? So, yung estudyanteng gumawa ng poster na step-by-step ng sandwich. Okay? So, again, the students was tasked to provide a step-by-step procedure in making sandwich. This time, hindi na po siya mag-create ng poster. Ang gagawin na po niya ngayon, gagawa na po siya ng sandwich. The next day, the students perform in class. Ito po, teachers, I will give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds, teachers. 30 seconds to think muna. Wala po muna mag-share sa ating public chat. Ang gusto ko po muna, isipin po muna natin, ano po ang kayang gawin ng AI? Kahit isa lang po. Kung gusto niyo po dalawa, pwede rin naman. Ano naman po yung hindi kayang gawin ng AI dito sa activity po na ito? Okay? What AI can do and what AI cannot do. Sige, 30 seconds will start in 3, 2, 1. Wala po muna mag-chat, teachers. I'm gonna give you a minute to share your answers sa ating public chat. Just think po muna. Okay? Sige, what AI can do, what AI cannot do. Okay, last 12 seconds. Ano kaya yung kaya gawin ng mga student dito? Ano hindi niya kaya? Ano naman po yung what AI can do, what AI cannot do. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 1 minute, teachers, to share at least one answer para po dito sa what AI can do and what AI cannot do. Okay po, sige, try po natin. 1 minute will start now. Sa ating public chat po, teachers, ano po kaya kayang gawin ng AI? Ano naman po yung hindi kayang gawin ng AI? I think Ma'am Ave, nakapagsagot na po dito, no? AI can do, analyze details, concepts. AI cannot do, empathize. Wow, thank you for that, Ma'am Ave. Parang big word yung empathize, no? Talagang, ito kasi yung bagay na kaya natin gawin as a teacher, right? So, sabi naman ni Sir Terry, can send the actual steps but cannot prepare the actual materials needed. Wow. So, tama nga naman, no? Hindi kayang i-prepare ng AI yan. So, sabi naman ni Ma'am Irma, AI can make step-by-step procedure. AI can generate a process. Okay? So, AI can give a detailed instruction. Okay? In making a sandwich. However, AI cannot specify the specific ingredients that are present at the time of demonstration. Tama naman, no? Hindi yung mga hindi kayang gawin ng AI. Ibigay yung mga tools, ibigay yung mga kailangan gawin ng mga estudyante. Okay? So, Sir Eliver, AI can instruct or command, but cannot do it in actual. Okay? So, sabi ni Ma'am Eloy, AI can supply exact procedures but can't do the sandwich making itself. I think nagkakaroon tayo ng tamang pattern po, no, ng mga sagot po natin, no? Parang nagkakatugma-tugma yung ating mga thoughts dito. Sabi naman ni Ma'am Minerva, AI can give him idea. That is correct. No? Sabi ni Ma'am Alona, AI can guide the students to do the task, but AI can't do it in actual. Ayan. Kasi syempre, estudyante nga naman ang gagawa nun. Sabi ni Ma'am Ana, AI can do research and give instant answer. AI cannot do to demonstrate. Hindi kaya mag-demonstrate ng AI. Or, hindi niya kayang i-simulate yung mismong process na yon. Sabi ni Ma'am Lirio, AI can give a step-by-step procedure in making a sandwich. AI cannot motivate. Yan, motivate and prepare the material. Sino po ang kayang mag-motivate? Syempre, tayong mga teachers. AI can give a complete process but cannot motivate the students. Yan, sabi ni Ma'am Lenny. AI can give the procedure but cannot perform in actual. Sabi ni Ma'am Margie. Ma'am Irma, AI cannot do the actual preparation. Ma'am Alma can give detailed steps but cannot give an actual grade. Tama. Or appreciate the actual product. Yan yung connection na yun, yung meaningful connection na yan, tayo mga teachers na po ang pwedeng maagawa nun. Sabi ni Ma'am Melanie, ito na po yung pinaka-last ata, no? AI can do give step-by-step procedure but cannot give alternate ingredients at once, cannot inject a personal strategy or creativity. Maganda po yung sinabi rin ni Ma'am Melanie, no? Talagang tayo kasi in actual performance, may mga kanya-kanya tayo mga strategy at saka, kumbaga, yung creativity ng mga estudyante, individualized yun no? At hindi kayang gawin yun ng AI. So, thank you for that, teachers. I think, we do have the same sentiments po dito, no? I think what did we just discover here is, correct me if I'm wrong, no? Ito po yung mga nakuha po natin. AI can do instruction, steps, explanation, ideas, information. Pero ang hindi kayang gawin ng AI ay yung skill performance, effort, behavior, habits, at saka yung understanding. Okay? Ito yung mga kaya lang i-observe ng teachers. Okay? So, you know what, teachers? That is why AI is confusing us today. Kasi nga, yung mga estudyante kanina, no, can submit correct answers, but we are not sure if natututo ba yung mga estudyante natin. So, if that is the case, alamin natin bakit nga ba ginagamit ng mga estudyante yung AI. So, sa dahilan na ang AI is there 24-hour tutor according to this researcher. AI is their 24-hour tutor. Just imagine, meron kang 24-hour tutor sa mga estudyante, no? Dati kasi available lang ang tutor, 1 oras, 2 oras, pero ngayon meron silang 24-hour. It can explains, it can re-explains differently, it can give them hints, it can guide and tutors them. Ito kasi yung unang tool. Ever since, ito po yung unang tool na kaya makipag-converse with our learners. And it's very interactive. So, that's the reason why they are using it. Now, in the part 2, we're gonna talk about the ethics. Okay? So, kailan nga ba? When does AI become cheating? So, alamin natin, teachers. Sige, para mabilis po tayo, wag niyo na pong iscan to, or pwede niyo pong picturean later on. Abay ko na lang sa inyo. Alamin natin yung sagot dun sa tanong. Ipi-play ko na lang po dito sa next slide, yung mismong tool na yon. By the way, this tool is what I call Quizalize. This is a very good AI platform para sa mga quiz, no? Kung gusto po niyo mag-generate ng quiz, hindi lang sa ChatGPT, kaya po niya mag-generate ng quiz. Bigyan niyo lang po yung topic, bigyan niyo lang po yung competencies. Ang gagawin po niya, magbibigay siya ng mga set of questions, multiple choice, any form of questions, and the students, imagine niyo po, para siyang quizzes, para siyang Kahoot. pero ito po, kaya niya mag-generate ng kanya sarili niyang quiz or sarili niyang set of questions. Okay? So, ganito po yung na-generate natin. So, teachers, I would ask for your favor na you could try to respond dito po, no? Ang pagpipilian nyo lang po kung yan po ay ethical, or cheating. E for ethical, C for cheating. Okay, pipili lang po tayo based po doon sa scenario na ibibigay ko po sa inyo. Okay, so ito po, no, in-scan na po. Tapos itatype lang nila yung pangalan. Hindi na kailangan ng Google, ng email, no, or Google account. Kailangan lang po type yung pangalan nila diyan. So, tignan po natin, teachers, yung mga questions. So, abangan ko po kayo dito sa public chat natin. Titignan ko po kung ano po ang sagot ninyo sa bawat scenario, situation, ibibigay ko po sa inyo diyan. So, here is the first question. Okay, so let's start. The first question is, scenario number 1, you ask AI to explain a math lesson you didn't understand. So, is that ethical or cheating? E lang po para sa ethical and C for cheating. Ayan, nandiyan pa pala yung mga teachers natin, no? I think very, very active talaga, no? C for Ma'am Ana, E for Sir Alvin, Ma'am Remzi, Ma'am Cheryl, Ma'am Marian, Ma'am Reyes, Ma'am Rueda, Sir Eliber, Ma'am Batalier, Ma'am Espiritu, I think Sir Cortez, Ma'am Belen, I think E po, most of your answers, no? Tignan natin po kung tama po ang inyong sagot po ito sa scenario number 1. Okay, that is ethical. Okay, so another question. So you ask AI for examples, then you write the answer. Question number 2. So, yan. May mga C, may mga E. No? Sabi ni Ma'am Lirio, E. Sir Cortez, C. Sir Eliber, C. Ma'am Lennon. Sir Lennon? Ma'am Lennon ba ito? Si Sir Remzi or Ma'am Remzi, E. Ma'am Batalier, C. I think most of your answers ay, tignan po natin kung ano po ang tamang sagot dito. Ayan, so that is ethical po, teachers. So let's see. Number 3. Question number 3 or scenario number 3, you paste your paragraph and ask AI to correct your grammar. Is that ethical or cheating? So let's see. Okay, you are correct, teachers. I think most of you sagot ay ethical. Now, scenario number 4, you ask AI to write your essays and you submit it unchanged. Is that ethical or cheating? Yeah. So, I think most of you, all of you, actually, ang sagot po ay C, cheating. Okay, so kapag mga estudyante nga natin, di ba, hindi naman nila pinalitan ng sagot nila, that is cheating. Now, scenario number 5. So, AI gives you ideas and you rewrite them in your own words. Is that ethical or cheating? Wow, very active naman po mga teachers natin, no? That is, yan, ethical. Okay? So, next question. Last scenario. Scenario 6, AI solves the problem and you copy the solution without knowing how it works. Teachers, I understand that your answer is cheating, pero I will intentionally make this scenario wrong para makita po ninyo ano ba itong Quizalize na to, yung tool na to, at ano ba yung binibigay niya sa mga estudyante. Pero tama po yung sagot ninyo, ha. Mamaliin ko lang po itong sagot ko dito. Yan. So, teachers, I intentionally make a incorrect answer because gusto ko makita ninyo na itong Quizalize ay kapag ang estudyante ginamit nila ito at mali nila o mali yung sagot nila, meron siyang ibibigay na hint. Meron siyang ibibigay na guidance sa mga estudyante natin. And that's one of the roles of the AI. Another thing, natapos na yung exam, di natapos na nila yung answers, sagutan yung mismong quiz nyo. May bibigay siyang mas maganda pa, which is a feedback for our students. imagine niyo ito dati kasi ang feedback binibigay natin sa mga estudyante natin in words, di ba? So okay naman yun, maganda naman yun. Pero if you have many students tapos pinagawa niyo po ito, very important po kasi sa kanila ngayon yung feedback na galing kay teachers. Pero ito po teachers, natapos na exam, 5 out of 6. Pero perfect po kayo, no? Tama po yung sagot po ninyo about when does AI become cheating. Kapag ang estudyante, tinignan po nila ito, yung results nila, ayan, makikita po nila doon, ng scenario 6, nagkamali po yung sagot nila. Tapos meron pang oras kung ilang oras po nila sinagutan yun. Okay? At meron pang explanation yan. Pag kinlik po nila, at ito teacher, so yung sinasabi ko po sa inyo, AI can give feedback. So ito po yung feedback from the teachers na generated from AI na pwede pong mabasa ng mga estudyante. Makikita po nila saan po sila nagkamali, ano pa yung kailangan nilang i-improve na hindi na po natin kailangan i-type pa. Automatic na yan na ipinapakita dyan sa tool na Quizalize. So, yan po yung nare-receive ng mga estudyante natin. Individualized po yan based po dun sa performance po nila. Okay? So, yan po teachers, I think we do have an idea when AI is ethical and when is AI becomes cheating. Ethical use of AI, kapag kang AI helps us understand the concepts, that's ethical. AI can give ideas, tapos sinulat nila, that's ethical. AI improves grammar and clarity, that's ethical as well. You are still doing the thinking process here. Pero, kailan po yan magiging cheating? Kapag you let AI writes your answers, then submit, cheating po yun. You copy and submit without thinking. Wala pong learning, wala pong ownership. Okay? So, now, you know what teachers, share ko lang po sa inyo itong research na to, no? Ang ginawa po nila, nag-experiment sila. Gumawa sila ng paper, academic paper, na gamit lang po yung ChatGPT. Tapos, ang tinry ng authors dito, nireview nila yon, kinorek nila yon, tapos, gusto lang nilang patunayan to, no? Gusto nilang patunayan ng sarili nila na ang mga estudyante ngayon can generate or produce work na mukhang academic naman without actually understanding the lesson. Okay? So, yan po yung ginawa nila. You know what, teachers? The central issue here, right now, hindi na po cheating alone eh. Ang central issue na po is fake learning. You know what? Plagiarism before, nag-exist na po yan bago mag-AI. Okay? Kasi based po nga po dun sa research, 22% ng mga estudyante natin or estudyante sa Austrian University, inadmit naman nila na nagpe-plagiarism, ginamit or inadmit nila yung plagiarism sa kanilang mga pag-aaral. Pero about 14% of graduates paid someone to do their assignments. Okay? So yung iba, ang ginagawa nila, essays nila, binabayaran pa nila yung ibang mga academic experts para gawin lang nila yon. Pero ngayon teachers, iba na eh. Hindi na po ito eh. Na-outsource na po ng AI yun eh. Ngayon po, na-remove na po yung cost barrier. Ngayon po, kahit hindi na magbayad yung mga estudyante ng someone para gawin ng project nila. Someone para gawin ng essay nila. Because AI remove that cost barrier. Kasi nga, free naman talaga yung AI ngayon. So, if that is the case, gusto ko lang po maintindihan natin teachers na may mga benefits naman po talaga yung AI. Kasi dito nga po no sa kanilang observation, yung mga estudyante talagang very ano na sila. They ask more questions. Yung mga shy type students nagpa-participate na, nagko-collaborate na po sila. At ito po yung maganda no, ito yung advantage ng AI. Sa mga far-flung areas, remote areas, they can access it. Kailangan lang nila ng cellphone, smartphone, at internet. Pero ngayon, teachers, another core discoveries ng mga researcher na to, na-figure out nila na ang main danger ngayon, hindi na plagiarism. Hindi lang plagiarism. Ang main danger, the real danger right now, is undetectable assistance. Sino nga ba yung gumawa ng task nila? 'Di ba? Sino manalagot doon? Okay? So, paano natin yun ma-handle po? Anong po yung dapat natin gawin? So, if that is the case, teachers, ito naman po yung mga dapat natin gawin. Binigyan tayo ng mga author na to ng proposed strategies na pwede nating gawin sa mga estudyante natin when it comes sa plagiarism, AI, and academic integrity. So, sabi, turuan daw natin ng mga estudyante natin ano ba yung plagiarism. Okay? Siguro naman po, alam naman po natin lahat yon. Tinuturo naman po natin sa kanila yon. Okay? So, eto teachers, eto very, very good po yung mga science teachers, mga language teachers dito. Alam ko, ginagawa po natin to. Required drafts and process work. So, syempre, kailangan natin makita kung paano yung proseso ng kanilang pagkatuto. Paano ba nila ginagawa yung task na yun. So, eto po, use presentation and oral explanation. Dito kasi natin makikita, teachers, kung talagang legit ba itong mga natututunan ng mga estudyante natin. Ang sabi ng mga author, ask daw natin yung mga estudyante to defend their answers. Okay? Defend their answers. So, make them think critically. So, open-ended question. Yan, bigyan natin sila ng mga ganun para ma-process natin yung utak nila. Group discussion, differentiated instruction, real-time or supervised assessments. Ang sinasabi nga ng mga author na to, dapat daw hindi na tayo nagbibigay ng assessment ng online. Dapat ang assessment natin, even Lasal, meron silang AI policy, hindi na po pwede magbigay ng assessment online. Lagi pong ang mga summative assessment sa classroom na po ginagawa. Then, finally, clear AI usage rules. Bago ko mag-proceed, teachers, tanungin ko lang po yung mga fellow educators natin. No? Tayo po ba, sino po sa inyo ang mga wala pa pong AI policy sa school? Pwede nyo pong i-type or pwede po ba kayo mag-react po kahit yan, me. Ayan, Ma'am Ugalde. So, ako pala. Marami tayo, ma'am, no? Sige, can you please give me an idea po, sino po yung mga wala pa po? Kahit type nyo po, wala po, or none. Ayan, sila, Alma, wala pa sila. Ayan, sige, Ma'am Eliber, Sir Eliber, Ma'am Minerva. And that is the real danger, teachers. And we are judging our students to that their task or their output is AI generated, yet we don't have yet policy. Ano yung pangahawakan nating mga guro? No? Para naman hindi natin laging i-judge yung mga estudyante natin. We will make them accountable naman sa kanilang ginagawa. Like, sasubmit nila to, sure na ba silang sasubmit na nila ito dahil alam nila na sila talaga yung gumawa? Yung bigat po, yung weight po, kailangan maibigay na po natin sa mga estudyante yun. And that is the advantage if the school does have an AI policy in their classroom or in their school. Okay? So, now, yan, sa face-to-face po kasi ito, stand up, find up someone, discuss. Simple lang po yung tanong ko sa inyo, teachers, no? Yes or no lang po ito. Is using AI for grammar correction cheating? Yes or no po? You have 30 seconds to find. You can type your answer in our public chat. Tingnan ko po, teachers, kung ano po yung mga sagot po natin dito sa question po na ito. Simple question na naman po. Is using AI for grammar correction cheating? May Shopee. So, cheating, no. Ayan, most of you, I think all of you, ang sagot po ay no. Okay, so teachers, hindi po ako ang sasagot dyan, no? Ang sasagot po dyan ay si Dr. Mike Perkins in 2023, no? Tinanong niya po ito sa sarili niya. Ang sabi niya, using AI itself is not automatically cheating. Again, using AI itself is not automatically cheating. Cheating happens when a student claims ownership of thinking that they did not actually do. Kinlaim nila yung gawain na yon, pero hindi naman po sila yung gumawa nun. Parang yung kaninang ginawa ko, kanina na pinasa ko sa inyo. Kinlaim ko na ako po yung gumawa nun, pero hindi naman talaga ako yung gumawa nun. Okay? That is cheating. Pero nga, paano nga natin sila ma-judge na nag-cheat sila? Wala pa nga tayong policy. Ayan. So, teachers, if AI helps your brain, sabi dito, that is learning. If AI replaces your brain, cheating po yun. If AI help and you declare the right term, be transparent, that is assistance. If AI replaces your thinking and you hide it, that is cheating. Kasi nga, teachers, ito po yung mahalagang policy natin or principle sa kailangan natin taglayin para makagawa tayo ng magandang policy, AI policy sa classroom o sa school. Transparency and integrity. Because transparency defines integrity. Sige, pag-aralan na po natin yung teachers. No, may mga school, no, ang sinabi nila parang, what if we ban AI sa school? Ang sabi ng UNESCO, wag. Wag niyong i-ban ng AI. Kailangan niyo ituro yung responsible use of using it. So, ang ginawa kasi nila dito, teachers, to have this recommendation, ginather nila yung mga international experts, inanalyze nila yung global AI trends, nireview nila yung education system sa buong mundo. Inaral nila yung risk, policy, and ethics. Ang goal lang nila, makapag-recommend sila sa mga schools, sa mga bansa na ng safety use of AI in education. So, because ito yung nakakapangamba noong 2023, the rise of ChatGPT, if monthly lang ito in 1 month, 100 million users. Okay? Worldwide users, monthly users, ang gumagamit ng ChatGPT. Pero, wala pa po, almost no countries had rules yet. I think meron lang isa. Okay? So, sabi ng UNESCO, ito daw yung risk na kinakaharap natin ngayon. Sabi, cheating and assessment collapse. So as students may use AI to finish assignments, no? As a result, teachers cannot tell kung natututo ba talaga yung mga estudyante natin. Okay? So yung false information naman, AI can hallucinate. It can give confidently wrong facts, invented references, misleading explanation. Okay? So, iyan po yung isa sa mga bagay na kinakatakot po natin when you are using this. Loss of thinking. Ang mga estudyante na natin, baka nagiging dependent na sila sa paggamit ng AI. Nakakalimutan nila mag-isip critically. Okay? Because according to UNESCO, if humans stop doing thinking, learning weakens. Okay? So, privacy and data risk. Ito po yung medyo maselan po ito. Because AI systems use massive data. So the question is, are we using our student or integrating our students' data sa any artificial intelligence tools? Because baka ma-breach po natin tong data and privacy risk na to. So, inequality. Kasi may mga estudyante, very, very good naman sila sa paggamit ng AI, pero may mga estudyante na hindi eh. Wala silang access sa technology. So, inequality. So, these are the 5 major risks. Pero, may binigay silang mga bagay na pwede natin gamitin. Ito naman po yung recommendation ng UNESCO. So, ang sabi nila, 5 bagay lang naman po. Una, we have to teach our students how AI works. Pangalawa, require transparency. Ito po, teachers, ginagamit po ito ng mga schools ngayon. Sa Philippines, I think, UP, Lasal, nagkaroon na po sila ng AI policy. Ang ginagawa nila, nire-require nila yung mga estudyante nila na kung gumagamit sila ng AI, kailangan meron silang transparency or declaration AI use. Paano nila inas yung AI, ano yung AI tools na ginamit nila. So, meron po yan. So, number 3, require or protect students' data. We have to train teachers. Isa nga po ito sa mga maraming check kanina. Doon nakita ko po yung ating registration. We are lacking of trainings po sa artificial intelligence. Pero isa pang problema natin, create official policies. Okay? So ito po yung recommendation ng UNESCO po sa atin. Okay? Na pwede po nating i-apply. I'm happy because we are here. No? Of course, nandito na po tayo as part of our training din. And ito na lang po, siguro kailangan po natin ma-establish sa mga school po natin. Magkaroon po tayo ng official policies sa school. So, with that, teachers, allow me to proceed sa last part ng ating session, which is the AI system skills. So, teachers, nandito pa po ba tayo sa ating Can I see any reaction? Mamari Chu? Yan, thank you po, Sir Lennon. Maraming salamat po. Nandito na po tayo sa last part, no? Ito na po yung kasi my fellow teachers, ito naman po, sa part naman po natin mga guro, with a lot of new systems that is changing, how can we really adapt, no? So why do teachers struggle with these things? Isang dahilan na naman po. Maybe hindi tayo nag-struggle, pero may mga siguro pag nakita po ninyo teachers itong system na to, yung dahilan bakit ba tayo nag-struggle, baka maintindihan nyo po, no, bakit ba natin ginagawa itong mga bagay na to. So sabi, too many tools, wala tayong clear na proseso, inconsistent result. Okay? Kasi nga, kapag wala kayong clear process, tapos ginamit nyo yung AI, baka magbigay yun ng mga facts na hindi naman totoo, mga maling bagay. Pero, sige teachers, I think, kapag gumamit kayo ng AI without a system, it will lead us to confusion. Maybe, yung iba sa atin, nag-random prompt lang tayo, ginagawa po natin, nagtatype lang po tayo to just generate some results, pero ang totoo, weak output ang lumalabas, and that would lead us to frustration, gagamit tayo ng ibang tools, tingnan natin kung mas effective, pero parang hindi pa rin. Pero ano bang dahilan? So, ano bang nawawala? I think teachers ang nawawala dito is a system. So, ito po yung pag-aaralan po natin sa pangatlong part. Okay? Dati kasi, ang pinaka-problem talaga natin, maraming AI tools, walang clear starting points. Ito yung 5 pain points natin eh. Students using AI blindly, no? Ginagamit nilang AI pero wala naman tayong AI policy. Hindi natin maibigay sa kanila yung responsible use of AI, no? Fear of being replaced, tayong mga teachers, pressure without support. Ang result, teachers are overwhelmed, not because of AI, but because of how it's being used, plus other stuff, gawain sa school, other things. Ayan, no? Napakarami teachers, no? So, no system, that would lead us to no system. Yun po yung root cause. Mag-random usage tayo ng AI, no workflow, wala tayong structure, no strategy. Ginagamit lang natin ng AI as a tool. Hindi natin ginagamit as a system. Ngayon, teachers, bigyan ko lang po kayo ng solusyon naman po sa problem natin na to. No? Kasi after this presentation, I will give you clear teaching workflows, faster lesson creation, guided students AI use, confident integration, focused on high value teaching. Yung dahilan, bakit ba tayo nandito sa profession natin? Ang magturo sa mga estudyante na sana hindi lang 47%, less than 50%. Sana mas magkaroon tayo ng time sa mga estudyante natin. Okay? AI doesn't replace us teachers. It amplifies our great teachers. So, this is it, teachers. Allow me to define first what is I squared. AI system, it is a system for using AI in teaching. Again, I repeat, teachers, AI system is not a tool. Hindi po ito yung tool na ginagamit po natin like the ChatGPT, Magic School, or any software. What I can offer you is a way of thinking and working, of using any tool, kahit anong tool na gagamitin po natin, because this is a repeatable system. Pwede natin siyang gamitin paulit. It's like a loop, no? Para makapag-create tayo ng maraming result at output. Okay? So, now, it is built on 4 core skill na alam kong meron na tayo teachers eh. Okay? So, ito yung 4 na principles or core skill na pwede nating i-apply. First is AI thinking, AI prompting, AI system, and AI decision making. So, allow me to share this one. Isipin natin thinking, prompting, system, decision. So, the first one is AI thinking. Pwede natin tanungin, no? We have to understand that AI is our partner. AI is our thinking partner. Okay? So the human guides, yung AI is our assistant. No? Now, when it comes to thinking, we have to understand, you have to identify, you have the clear way of concept that we have to identify what is our goal. What is your goal? Okay? For example, no, before opening AI, kuha kayo ng papel, ballpen. Sulat natin, no? Alam ko ginagawa naman to ng mga teachers talaga, no? My goal is this. And then sinulat nyo na po kung ano yung goal. Tapos, for example, no, science lesson yung tuturo ko. My goal is to create 5 or grade 5 science lesson. Ayan, sinulat niyo na po sa papel ninyo. My goal is to make a quiz about fraction. Okay? Bakit ba kailangan natin gawin yon? Kasi pag wala kang goal, AI will confuse you. Bubuksan mo yung app, titignan mo ng matagal, kakalimutan mo kung anong gagawin mo. Okay? So, if you have a clear goal, hindi ka lang huhula. AI will help you. So, another one, AI prompting. Ito na po yung gagawin natin. So, here, the main idea is you have to give clear instruction. Bakit? Because yung input natin, depende yan sa, yung output pala, yung quality ng output natin, depende yan sa quality ng input natin. Pag mas maganda kung paano ka magtanong, kunyari, how do I ask? Mas maganda rin yung lalabas. Bakit? So for example, no, create a topic lesson for identify the grade level with output, no? Anong lesson, anong grade level, anong output. Pag mas detailed yan, pag in-identify mo yan, mas maganda yung ilalabas na sa inyo. For example, create a fraction lesson for grade 5 with 2 activities. Yun talaga yung lalabas. Explain photosynthesis for grade 6 with examples and quiz. No? Bakit kailangan gawin? Ito yung rule. Kapag short kasi, tapos vague yung prompt mo, bad output yung makukuha natin. Pero kapag kompleto yung prompt mo, makakita ka na mas magandang at useful output. Okay? So, ngayon, AI systems, kailangan mong mag-create ng workable workflows, a step-by-step process for us to use this. What process do I follow? After getting the answer, wag po kayong huminto, no? Kulitin niyo si AI, no? Like, after nyo mag-create, so sabihin nyo, no, kung nabasa nyo yung result niya, make it simpler. As example, make it interactive. No? Then experiment, apply sa klase. Kung effective sa first class, yun, gamitin natin. Kung hindi, adjust. So, yun po, no? Na wag po nating tanggapin yung unang result ng AI. Kasi baka mamaya, hindi naman effective yun sa mga estudyante natin. Kailangan po, palaging sa estudyante po natin nakabase yung result. Bakit? Kapag isang prompt lang ginamit mo, hindi yan kompleto. Pero kapag nag-follow up, kinulit mo siya, magkakaroon ka ng mas magandang output. Okay? So, decision making, you have to evaluate it. Tanungin mo sarili mo, no? Ask these 3 important questions. Tama ba itong binigay niya sa akin? Pang-level ba ito ng mga estudyante ko? Magagamit ko ba agad yan sa klase? So, yun po, kailangan po mag-decide po tayo. Kung na-meet niya po yung 3 questions na yan, di good yung magiging result natin. Pero kapag kinopy-paste lang po natin yan, medyo risky po yun as our result. Tapos, pero kapag chinek po natin yan, safe yun. Kasi talagang dinoble check, kinulit natin si AI eh. At syempre naman, teachers, we are very expert dun sa ating subject area. Alam natin kung kailan tama, alam natin kung kailan mali. Okay? So, yan, teachers, bigyan ko lang po kayo ng clear. Pwede niyo pong picturean to, no, para kahit paano meron po tayong idea, guided workflow, kung paano ba natin siya gagamitin. Here is the 5-step system every time I use AI. Una, nag-iisip muna tayo, start with clarity, syempre. Define what you actually want. What is my lesson or topic? What should students learn? Ano ba yung output na kailangan nila? Or kailangan ko para sa kanila? So, ito yung example. I want to teach linear equation. Prompt. Give natin ng magbigay tayo ng mas magandang instruction. Tell AI exactly what to do. Ano bang role niya? Ano ba ang kailangan natin ilagay dito? Anong grade level? So, ito po yung magandang example. Act as a grade 8 math teacher. Create a lesson on linear equation with examples and activities. Okay? Tapos, pwede nyo yung gamitin din yung mga references na meron po kayo. Generate. Get the output. What happens? Like, wag po muna natin i-expect yung perfection sa first draft. Kailangan po muna natin i-expect yung first draft na hindi pa ito perfect. Okay? Evaluate. Check if the output is useful for our students. Clear ba sa kanila? Accurate ba yon? Engaging ba yon? Okay? Then improve. Make output better. What should I change? What is missing? What can I simplify or enhance? Okay? So teachers, can you please type 1 kung naintindihan po natin tong 5 process or 5-step process po natin sa ating public chat. Thank you, Sir Terry. Ayan, no? So I think, sana po, no, ito po yung 5 process po na pwede po natin gamitin. Every time we use any AI tool, mapa-chat GPT man yan, mapa-Gemini man yan, mapa-Copilot man yan, kahit ano, no? General po ito, no? Pero teachers, allow me to share this to you. Okay? So, before we end, let me show you something practical, teachers. Because lahat ng mga pinag-usapan natin means nothing if you can't apply it. Okay? So, ngayon, meron ako ibibigay sa inyo, teacher. Meron ako i-share sa inyo these 2 AI system tools for educators. A lesson plan generator and assessment blueprint designer. Okay? Itong mga bagay na to ay talagang, ito ay kumbaga palagi po natin ginagawa as a teacher. Pero, allow me to share a tool sa inyo. So, teachers, ito lang po ang gagawin natin. This is the lesson plan generator. Magkakaroon tayo ng simulation. Very quick lang naman ito. Ang kailangan mo lang, teachers, di ba, ang unang step, AI thinking, which is kailangan mo lang isulat muna yung goal mo. Anong topic? Anong learning competencies? For example, teachers, ang topic natin is, allow me to find, ano ba yung topic natin dito? So, ang kailangan natin dito is the grade level muna, no? What is your grade level? What is your subject, no? Maraming subject po dyan. Ano yung grade level? From grade 1 to 12. Kailangan na po natin i-identify kung ano po yung kailangan natin, kung anong grade level ang tinuturuan natin. Tapos, quarter. Okay? Anong quarter po? Ngayon po kasi parang may bago na tayong quarter, no? Pero it doesn't matter eh. Basta alam lang po natin yung topic at saka yung grade levels, wala na po tayong problema doon. No? Topics at saka learning competencies, wala tayong magiging problema doon, teachers. Okay? Tapos, ayan, yung topic, sabihin natin ang topic natin. No, ako muna, no, kayo na lang po mamaya magbigay ng example, no? Topic is operations on integers. Tapos, ang learning competencies, of course, makikita naman po ninyo yon sa, wait lang po, hanapin ko lang po yung sample ko dito. So, yung learning competencies, alam po natin na pwede natin makita yun sa ating curriculum. For a while po, teachers, no, alam ko may sinulat ako ditong sample na learning competencies natin. Or if you have this grade level, I think ito po, operation integers, tinuturo po yan sa grade 7, right? The subject natin is mathematics. Okay, quarter. What is this quarter? I think first quarter. No? Pwede natin isulat, I think meron ako dito sa dulo eh. Sige, let me check po for a while. Picture lang natin. For a while, teachers, no? Pipicturean ko lang po yung mismong topic at saka learning competencies. I'm gonna stop sharing po muna for a while. Okay, sige. There you go, teachers. Ayan. Are we still here? Okay, sige. Let me check po. Ito po yung nakita ko po doon sa mismong example ko. Ayan. Kung mahanap sa notebook ko eh. so dito, teachers, bibigyan ko example lang muna since I'm a math teacher. So I'm gonna use math muna. So grade 8 here, mathematics, no? Yun lang po ang kailangan natin dito. Quarter 1. Ang topic po is linear equation in one linear equations in one variable. Okay? So that is the topic. The next thing is I'm gonna type the learning competencies represents real life situations using linear equations in one variable. Okay? So, kung meron pa kayong mga other learning competencies po, no, teachers, na pwede nyo pong ilagay dyan, ilagay nyo po, no, na applicable po dyan sa topic natin. Okay? So, what's next? Ano ba yung preferred teaching approach mo? Yan ba ay direct instruction, inquiry-based learning, cooperative-based learning, problem-based learning, or discovery learning? Pwede po nyong i-differentiate po yan. So, what I would do, I would choose is siguro problem-based learning. So that is my preferred teaching approach. Okay? Pwede rin naman pong mix. At kung meron kayo ditong visual learners, low-tech settings, or meron kayong mixed abilities or gifted learners, pwede nyo pong ilagay rin po dyan. Okay? Para makapag-differentiate siya ng focus for this set of learners. And lesson duration, usually 40, 50-minute period. Yan lang po. Yan yung thinking natin. That's the first step. No? Ang gagawin po natin, we will just generate a prompt. Okay? So when we generate a prompt, ito po teachers, less than 10 minutes lang po talaga ito. Nagkataon lang po na hindi ko po makita yung aking task kanina. So in less than 10 minutes, makakapag-create ka ng detailed prompt. What are going to do is, yung mga prompt na yan teachers, very important yan. Nakabase yan doon sa nilagay nyo pong information kanina. Okay? So ang gagawin nyo po teachers, ika-copy nyo lang po yan. Tapos, buksan nyo po yung mga tools na ginagamit po ninyo. For example, here, what I would demonstrate to you, wait lang po teachers, I think hindi ako naka screen share ng buo. Try ko pong ipakita sa inyo ng buo yung screen ko. Ayan. So, teachers, ayan po ang una natin ginawa, no? So, meron tayo ditong prompt. Detailed yan, teachers. Hindi na po kayo magta-type niyan. Automatic nag-generate yan nung tinype natin yung information kanina. Okay? So, copy. Tapos, labas po kayo. Punta po kayo dito. This time, mag-try lang tayo. Mag-experiment tayo. Yung iba sa inyo, alam ko ginagamit ChatGPT. Yung iba ginagamit Gemini. Yung iba Copilot. Alam nyo, teachers, kahit anong AI tools ang gamitin natin, applicable itong system na to. So, what we're going to do is to just paste that thing. Yung kanina, okay, paste lang po natin. And look at that, teachers. So, dito, hindi nyo na po kailangan i-type yan isa-isa. Automatic yan lumabas kanina. So, send nyo po yung prompt, submit, and look at that, teachers. Kindly compare, compare natin ano ba yung result ng Gemini, ano ba yung result ng ChatGPT. Okay, so here is the result when we have that topic. So kahit anong topic yon, from grade 1 to grade 12, any learning areas. Okay, so meron siyang content standards, performance standards. Ayan, kasi teachers yung mga tools na to, alam na nila yung standards natin sa DepEd kasi large language models itong mga tools na to. So meron to yung binigay natin mga learning objectives. Ito yung mga examples. Okay? So yung process kung paano tayo mag-create sa DepEd ng lesson plan, ganyan po, nandiyan po lahat 'yon. Yung proseso na yung teachers hanggang sa pinakadulo. Okay? And another thing, I think sa Gemini parang napansin ko parang mas maganda yung result na nilalabas niya. Pero tignan ko rin sa Copilot later on kung ano yung lumabas, no? Pero I think teachers, ito po yung naging result sa Gemini. Okay? So hanggang sa pinakahuli yan, teachers. So what are going to do is, syempre hindi ka mag-stop dyan. Kailangan mo na siyang i-evaluate, kailangan mo mag-decide kung yan na ba yung final answer. I mean, yan na ba yung final output mo. So that is the first step. This system can give you a 50% draft. Okay? Meron ka ng starting point. Hindi ka na mag-start from the scratch. Okay? At kung meron ka pa mga references, pwede nyo rin pong i-type in dyan. So, now, kapag kinlik po ninyo, pwede po ulit kayong gumawa. Repeatable system, wala po itong limitation, teachers. Kahit ilang lesson plan ang gawin po ninyo sa kahit anong subject area, pwede nyo pong i-apply yan. Okay? So that is the first system tool na pinakita ko po sa inyo, teacher, which is the lesson plan generator. Okay? So, teachers, if you understand this system, can you please type LP sa ating public chat? Ang kailangan lang po natin talaga dito, teacher, grade level, subject, quarter, topic, learning competencies. Yan, no? Yan lang po ang gagamitin natin. Yan lang po ang kailangan natin, teachers, para makapag-grade tayo. Lalo na kapag kung ikaw ay grade 9, grade 10, may mga panibago tayong mga curriculum na pwede po tayong mag-personalize ng mga lesson plan natin. No? So, yan po, teachers. The next thing na ipapakita ko po sa inyo is this tool. This is an assessment blueprint designer. Pero teachers, no, bago nga ako proceed dito, usually, tanungin ko lang kayo, sa lesson plan, mga ilang oras po kayong gumagawa ng lesson plan po ninyo? Pwede nyo pong i-type sa ating public chat. Si Ma'am Cheryl, 2 hours daw. 2 hours ang lesson plan. Si Ma'am Neds, an hour. Ma'am Lenny, 2 oras. Lesson plan pa lang po ito, teachers, no? Ma'am Marian, 2 oras. Ma'am Minerva, 1. So I think 1 or 2 hours. Most of you 2 ang sagot, no? 3 hours si Ma'am Fe. Yun. So, teachers, using this particular system, it can give you less than 10 minutes Less than 10 minutes of creating a lesson plan. Kaya kailangan talaga, teachers, kailangan identify nyo talaga kung anong topic, ano yung learning goals. Yun yung medyo na-challenge ako kanina. Dati 4 hours, pero ngayon si Ma'am Alma parang mas mabilis na ngayon kasi I think si Ma'am Alma gumagamit ng isa pang AI tool, no? So 2 to 3. I think ma-average tayo ng 2 oras. How about assessment teachers? Ilang oras po tayong gumagawa ng assessment? Sabihin natin, yung assessment na gagawin natin, 20 items. Okay? Doon, mga ilang oras po tayo gumagawa ng assessment natin? Can you please type sa ating public chat po? Sa assessment po, sa lesson plan, pero kung hindi, I think 3 hours na to sa assessment, 1 hour. Ma'am Neds, pero parang na-challenge si Ma'am Neds sa assessment, parang 2 oras siya ngayon, no? So, parang mas mabilis yung lesson plan. Pero most of you, ang sagot is 1 hour, 1.5 or 3 hours. So, kung susumahin natin, assessment plus lesson plan, umaabot tayo ng, may rest yun. So, umaabot tayo ng 3 oras sa paggawa ng mga to, no? So, 1 linggo pa natin gagawin yun. By the way, yung lesson plan siguro ninyo, 1 araw lang po, no? Or 1 buong linggo. Ayan, buong one week. Okay, so isang araw lang po natin ginagawa, no? So, 1 buong linggo. So, kung susumahin natin, parang 3 oras in average ang paggawa ng lesson plan at assessment. Sige, tingnan natin, teachers. What if gawin natin tong assessment in less than 10 minutes ulit, no? So, ngayon, apply lang ulit natin yung kaninang ginawa natin. So, sabihin natin, pasensya na po, no, math muna gagamitin kong example. Kapag nag-personalize na po ako sa inyo na po yung gagamitin ko example. Ngayon, try ko ulit to. Ang kailangan lang po natin dito, yung topic. Topic, grade level, from grade 1 to 12. Tapos, learning competency, type po natin yan. Exam type, ano po ang gusto po ninyo? Gusto niyo po ba ng multiple choice? Identification? Fill in the blanks? Problem solving? Mixed? Tapos, ano po ba yung purpose ng assessment po ninyo? For diagnostic po ba yan? For formative? For summative? Tapos, ilang items po ba? Gusto nyo po ba 20 items? 100 items? 400? So, pero sige, 20 items po muna tayo, no? So, for time limit, mga ilang oras po ninyo gagamitin yung assessment? 45 minutes po ba? 30, pwede po kasi natin yung ilagay po dito para makapag-generate siya ng mas applicable na questions para dyan. Language, yan pa, Filipino, English, o bilingual. Context type, abstract. Gusto nyo ba real life scenario assessment? Localized sa Pilipinas? Industry-based? Gamitin ko muna abstract. Eto, teachers, difficulty sa distribution. 30 ang easy, 50 ang moderate, 20 ang hard. Bakit? Kasi mamaya, itong assessment blueprint designer, meron ditong ilalabas na isa sa mga hinahanap kapag gumagawa tayo ng assessment. Ano yung hinahanap, teachers, kapag gumagawa tayo ng test? Magsisimula sa T. Malaking T, teachers. TOS, no? Meron tayong TOS. Meron po ditong ilalabas na table of specification. Ano pong uri, nasang level po ba siya? Yung bawat question. Okay? So, at kung meron ka naman pong sample question na naitago mo naman sa test bank mo, kunin nyo po yun. Pwede nyo pong i-paste yan dito. Para, kasi nga si AI, magaling siya sa pattern prediction. Para makita po niya kung paano ba gumagawa si Ma'am Ana ng assessment at ma-adapt po niya yung procedure po ninyo. So, tignan po natin, no? Una, topic po muna, linear equation in one variable. Tapos pangalawa, identify ko po ulit. Ito po yung kaninang ginawan ko po ng lesson plan, grade 8. Tapos ang learning competencies represents real life situations using linear equation in one variable. Okay po. So, tignan po natin. So, multiple choice type muna ang gagamitin ko. Kasi ito po yung parang standard sa atin. So, diagnostic formative na lang po muna. Kasi 20 items lang po ang i-apply ko. 45 minutes, English, abstract po gagamitin ko. So, hindi ko na po babaguhin to. Basta ito pong difficulty distribution, kailangan 100% po yan. Okay? Sample, ito I can provide, pero for now, I will generate assessment blueprint. In less than a seconds, teacher, bibigay siya sa inyo ng blueprint. Ano po itong blueprint na yan? Meron po diyang cognitive level. Okay? Meron din pong classification. Yan ba ay HOTS? Yan ba ay LOTS? Okay? Difficulty, easy, moderate, and hard. Anong measure? Anong type ng item? Okay? Yan po. So, thank you, ma'am Alma. So, ngayon po, teachers, ang gagawin po natin, pupunta lang po kayo dito sa question. Bakit? Step 1. Ano yung step 1 natin, teachers? Step 1, thinking. Tama? Thinking po. Naisip na po natin, nilagay na po natin yung topic, yung learning competencies. Step 2, prompting. Hindi ka na po magta-type ng prompt. Dahil itong prompt po na ito, very, very detailed po na yan, teachers. Ang gagawin po, hindi lang po yan, create me a 10, 20 item question or quiz. Yan po yung prompt na nakadepende po sa alignment natin sa DepEd. So kapag kanyan, teachers, kinopy nyo po yan, pinaste nyo po yan dito, di ba meron ka ng lesson plan, gusto nyo po ng 20 items, mag-generate po ulit. Same lang naman po yung topic at learning competencies. Paste lang po ulit natin. So, yan po, teachers, no? So, sobrang haba niyan, teachers. Baka umabot ka pa kasi ng ilang oras para i-type yan. So, click natin to. Click natin po yan, submit. Kahit anong AI tools, ganyan po ang lalabas na assessment. Look at that one, teachers. Check and compare. Look at that, teachers. Look at the questions from 1 to 20. Hindi pa tapos sa chat. Ang napansin ko lang po talaga, no, parang mas very good siya. Hindi ako ng Gemini po, teachers, pero I am currently training ng Google Gemini certification. Ayan, so parang for me, parang mas maganda yung nagiging though naka-pro pa yung aking ChatGPT, pero mas gusto ko yung lumalabas dun sa Gemini. So, I'm not sure sa Copilot, pero pwede ko rin i-try. Yan, teachers. As you can see, meron siyang lumalabas na Bloom's level. Right? Sa bawat question. Yan, no? Kahit sa Gemini, may lumalabas na Bloom's level. Tapos, difficulty niya, question. Look at the question, teachers. No? Siguro, mas ma-appreciate niyo yun kapag related sa topic ninyo. Pero, ako, as a math teacher, okay yung lumabas na sagot. Ang gagawin ko lang po, ito pa yung good news, teachers. Meron siyang answer key. Di ba? May binigay siyang suggested answer key. Tapos meron pa siyang rationale, pero hindi naman natin kailangan 'yun. So, ngayon, as a teacher, syempre hindi na ako mahirapan. Bloom's level niya creating. Ito yung question na gagamitin ko. Options, may options na rin. At answer key. Paano ko gagamitin yung expertise ko dito? Syempre, andun na ako sa evaluate step number 4. And decide kung okay na ba 'yan. Evaluate ko muna, tama ba itong answer key na to? Ba talaga yung sagot dito? So, syempre, as an expert sa subject, kailangan kong i-verify yon. Ngayon, teachers, ito ba yung ibibigay natin sa mga bata? Yan ba ibibigay natin sa mga bata, teachers? Siyempre hindi. Ang ibibigay po natin, teachers, ay dapat walang Bloom's level at difficulty. Diyan na po papasok yung step number 4. Mag-follow-up questions ka na. Yan kasi yung first step niya. Ang follow-up question, can you just include the question and answer? Option na lang. Option only. Okay, so try natin, no? Para kapag nagamitin na po natin yung mga questions na yan, edi na-verify natin, tama nga yung mga questions, walang mali dun. Ayan na po, ayan na po yung mismong mga questions na pwede nating i-identify at pwede nating ma-apply. Okay? So, siguro meron akong Gemini, meron akong ChatGPT. Sir Ice, parang hindi nasasayang yung prompt ko kasi sa ChatGPT parang pag nag-prompt na ako ng isang beses or maraming beses, parang nauubusan ako ng prompt kasi nga may bayad siya. 'Di ba? So kapag detailed yung prompt ko, Sir Ice, parang nakakatipid ako ng prompt. Okay? Pero kung Copilot, Gemini, yan po, teacher. So look at that. Sa Gemini, hindi ako naka-pro, pero ang ganda ng binigay niya sa akin. Pwede ko nang i-copy and paste yan sa kung ano man, Google Docs, basta, pwede ko siyang i-apply. Pwede ko siyang gamitin. So, teachers, if this tool resonated with you, can you please type A? Type A po, kasi assessment po. Can you please type, teachers, kung naiintindihan niyo po yung proseso? Balikan po natin, no? Ang proseso lang naman, teachers, kapag click niyo po yung new, yan, balikan lang po natin yung new, no? So, simple lang naman, teachers. Kailangan nyo lang pong i-type yung mismong topic, yung grade level, exam type, purpose, kung ano man yung mga kailangan pa nating information. Yun lang po. Topic at saka learning competencies lang po ang kailangan natin dito. Yan, teachers. Since nakita na po natin yung systems na yon, I think if you have this, or if you had this, teachers, my question is very simple. How much time would it save you every week sa paggawa ng lesson plan at saka assessment? So I think this is the difference. Doing everything manually plus using a system, which is this two primary tool or primary system tool na gagamitin natin. It is a repeatable system. Okay? So now, I believe this is not about, or this is not just about saving time. It's about having less stress. It's about better teaching. Makapag-focus tayo dun. It's about more time for our student. Kasi just imagine, sabi nyo kanina, teachers, 2 hours plus 1 hour, no? Sabihin natin, if you save 2 hours per day, ilang oras po yun sa isang linggo? 10. 'Di ba? 10 hours per week ang nilalaan natin para sa lesson planning. Kung kaya naman po natin gawin ng less than 10 minutes. Tapos kung susumahin natin sa isang buwan, 40 hours. Sabihin nyo pa kung 3 hours yun. 30, ilang hours yun per week, di ba, teachers? So 40 hours per month. Kung 2 hours per day lang po ang kaya nyong ilaan para sa lesson plan and assessment. And kung titignan po natin, isang buong linggo po yan sa buong buwan po ninyo. Ang nilalaan po ninyo sa paggawa ng lesson plan at assessment. Na sana ginagawa na po natin 'yon para sa mga pagtuturo or sa talagang role natin bilang teachers na magturo sa mga estudyante natin. And other stuff halaga. Okay? I could sleep early. Yan po, no. Sana ma-experience natin. Yung isang linggo na napakahalaga niyan sa atin. So, teachers, here's what I decided to do. So, I decided to do that you'll get full AI system, yung lesson plan generator, yung assessment blueprint designer, at yung step-by-step guidance. Pagkakaroon tayo ng one-on-one session, teachers, paano siya ginagamit? Bigyan niyo po ako ng topic ninyo, ng learning competencies niyo, gag-guide ko po kayo, isa-isa, kung paano po siya gagamitin. With that, teachers, instead of pricing this at 2,000 plus, you can get access today for $499. So, I'm only opening this to those who are ready to apply it. So this is limited slots, teachers, only limited time. Today lang po kasi I'm using this I'm sharing this for unlimited educators. That's why less than 50% lang po, 50 teachers lang po ang pwede kong bigyan nito ngayong araw lang po. So, I believe teachers, if this can help you, I'd be happy to guide you. Yes, Ma'am Imelda, very good question. Unlimited access na po siya. Yes. This is unlimited access, walang limitation. Hindi po yan kagaya ng ChatGPT na 5 prompts, no? Or ilang prompts. Kaya nyo po gumawa ng repeatable, detailed prompt in any topics, any grade levels you want. So if this can help you teachers, I'd be happy to guide you. So if you want access, just comment your full name and then lagay nyo po access. Kagaya ng po ng sample na to, Ice, or kahit apelido nyo lang po, or full name, Christian Ice, tapos type nyo lang po access. Para po ma-message ko po kayo kung gusto nyo po ng access nung dalawang system tools po na yon. Okay? Wala po bang expiration sa pag-access? Wala. So pwede nyo na pong gamitin yan kahit kailan. May monthly subscription po ba? Wala. So wala pong monthly subscription. Ayan, si Ma'am Imelda, Ma'am Cheryl Ogalde. Sige po, i-ano nyo lang po, ibigay nyo lang po yung pangalan po ninyo para ma-message ko po kayo isa-isa. No? Then lagay nyo po lang access. Today only po, limited lang po siya for these educators na pumunta po ngayon ng masterclass. No? I'm only offering this one to the selected educators lang po muna. Okay? Sir, and LE, any learning grade level po ba ito? Yes, from grade 1 to grade 12, sir. Ayan, pwede po ba kami mag-share? Same grade level kami. Ma'am, I'm sorry to say this. This is only applicable sa inyo po. For educators lang po ito, ma'am. So, TLE, this is a personalized lang po. Personalized lang po siya. Sir Elibert, TLE, yes, pwede po sir. Basta alam nyo po yung topic, alam nyo po yung learning competency. Kaya po niya mag-generate ng detailed prompt. For any subjects na kayang offer po ng DepEd. For example, yung lahat ng subjects po natin from senior high school up to, or from grade 1 or kinder up to senior high school. So kahit anong grade level po siya. Okay, teachers, sige, hintayin ko po kayo. Ngayon, now it becomes clear. Noon po kasi dati, confused tayo. Random tayong gumagamit ng AI. But now, we are not overwhelmed. We are not confused. This is not random usage of AI. Okay? So, because there is a system. No? My final thought, teachers, as we end this, AI will not replace teachers. But teachers who build systems with AI will replace those who don't. So thank you for your time, teachers. Thank you for listening. Maraming salamat po sa inyo pong pagdalo. Ayan, so kung may mga questions po kayo, teachers, I would happy to share your answer. Any insights po no from the presentation? Pwede niyo pong i-scan po ito, teachers, sa attendance para makita ko po. Kasi ang gagawin ko po, instead of certificate of participation, nilalagay ko na po doon yung mismong access po ninyo, link, para ma-access po ninyo yung mismong dalawang AI tool na ibinigay ko po sa inyo or share ko po sa inyo. Okay? So, share ko po itong ating form. Share ko lang po itong form. Wag po muna kayong umalis, teachers, ha? Please bear with me. I will share this form. I need your attendance po dito sa ating public chat. Din ko na po dito. So I will check for those teachers na nakapag-access na po, or you can check my message here. Mga tanong po dito, no? Please have a copy of your presentation, sir, please. Sure, ma'am. I can give you a copy of the presentation po. Na isasama ko na po ito doon sa kapag ka nag-comment na po kayo ng access, bigay ko po sa inyo lahat access, the links of these two system plus presentation. Plus meron po tayong session one-on-one. No? Magkakaroon po ko ng one-on-one session po sa inyo para mag-guide ko po kayo paano siya gagamitin in your subject naman po. No, may tanong pa po ba? I have multiple subjects essays. I believe this will... Thank you for that, Ma'am Minerva. Kasi, nga naman, no, kapag may mga teachers kasi tayo, no, more than one subjects, yung kanilang hawak. So talagang kapag ganito, kasi kapag per subject pa lang yung kanina, no? 2 hours na. Paano pag mas marami pang subject? O times 2 pa yon. Paano pag dalawang subject mo? Paano pag tatlo? Times 3. No? So pag mas marami ka, mas ano sa inyo to, mas beneficial itong tool po na ito. So sige po, sir, can we have, may tanong pa po ba? For any subjects po ba? Yes, for any subject. Ayan, so teachers, sige po, kung gusto niyo po, makapag-decision po kayo na four subjects, ma'am. So 8 hours po. 4 times 2, 8 hours kang gumagawa ng lesson plan, ma'am, sa isang buong linggo. So napakarami yun, ma'am, no? So, yeah, teachers, I will wait for your feedback, no? Kukunin ko po yung attendance po natin dito. Let me check po sa attendance. Sino na po nakapag-sagot? And teachers, wala pa po ata nakapag-sagot sa attendance. Ayan, I would be happy, teachers, to see any feedback po and attendance po dito sa ating masterclass. I send ko po ulit yung ating form. Na-access nyo po ba yung ating attendance? May tanong po ba si Ma'am Melanie para nakataas po yung kanyang kamay po? Hi, ma'am. Ayan, meron na po tayong isa.
Guys, sir, kanina pa yan, hindi na natanggal.
Magkikita-kita na po tayo. Malapit na po ang pasukan. So I hope this tool po ay makakatulong po sa inyo. No, sa mga kasama ko naman po sa New Era, mabilis lang po ako matapik po. Tapikin niyo lang po ako para mag-guide ko po kayo sa paggamit po ng AI po sa paggawa po ng inyong mga lesson plan and assessment po. And thank you so much po, Ma'am Ave. Thank you so much, my fellow teachers. Kung tapos na po tayo sa attendance at nakapag ano na po tayo, nakapag-type na po tayo ng pangalan and access po dito, I will check po para makita ko po kung